So I'm gonna give you the bad news. Facebook is dying. Meta is dying. For the first time ever, Facebook users have been decreasing. I guess simply they're just not finding the same value from Facebook. So back then it was one of the best platforms to communicate with people. It was amazing because you could talk to people, share your photos and all this stuff. And honestly, I just give them huge props for that. But 18 years later, it's just the same thing. They definitely expedited the whole online dating kind of thing. It was one of the best platforms to be stalking people. And I know you did it. That came back to bite them in the ass. I feel like the market is saturated, and right now, TikTok, YouTube, and Snapchat is just taking over. Right now, their stock is going down about 30% in the past few days. It's just insane knowing that they lost that much money. Obviously, they have ways to make up for all that money, but I feel they're not progressing as much. And honestly, I think when they change the whole Facebook to Meta, it's just nonsense. So, they want to do the metaverse. We all know it. We all heard about it. But I think it's just getting their selves more in debt for something they have never done before. And by the look of this, Facebook just seems to be going. And I feel like the whole concept of the metaverse has been done before. We have Second Life, VR Chat, Rec Room. It's just out there already. Well, to a certain extent, because Facebook, the way they want to do it is more commercialized. They just want you to spend more money within their platform. Even Walmart showed a version of their metaverse where you could go shopping virtually. But honestly, at this point, if you have to put on your VR, boot your computer or do this and that, and it takes you 10 minutes. It's like the same time of you going to Walmart and shopping, or just getting your phone and ordering online. It's the same thing, and making it like a new thing, I think, is just nonsense. So as much as they promise it, I feel like the technology is not really there in terms of like consumer level, because I know there's ways to do it, but it's a lot of money, and they've done it before. Microsoft has done it, and overall I just feel like Facebook is getting old. I feel like you don't really see any young person talking about Facebook as you see people talking about YouTube, TikTok, and those platforms. And obviously it doesn't help that Apple went ahead and did the whole thing that if you don't want to be tracked by an app, you're able to cancel that. But yeah, Facebook's losing a lot of money because they can't track you. So they're really desperate. They're showing you this message, pretty much saying that if you don't let them track you, they're gonna start charging for Facebook, which is nonsense. They're never going to do that. Once they do that, they're going to lose all the users. Yeah, they're just bluffing. And I feel like Facebook has always been involved in some type of shady thing, And there's even lawsuits from advertisers because I guess they're lying about certain things. And I just don't seem to trust them as much. And yeah, all the lawsuits, I guess, doesn't help. And it's just making them more desperate and desperate. Going as far as making this game that looks like from the 90s. And yeah, I just feel like it's just bad. And I just feel like Facebook is definitely going to be done. And I feel like one of the companies that's going to be expediting this, it's going to be Microsoft. So at the end of the day, the metaverse is going to be a place where you can have a second life. A life where you can have a good job, you could just buy a car, buy a house, have friends. And it just seems like we're not there yet. Like, not even close. Just take a look at this.
And we have a selfie camera here. So you see we can actually aim the camera here.
This is the metaverse. Do you see any of that yet? So I do know that eventually we have a good metaverse. Pretty much what he promised and what he delivered. I do feel like they do have to approach the entertainment side first. When you think of Microsoft, they're definitely ahead of the game. They have been making the Xbox, software, games, and just a lot of stuff. And Facebook has made Farmville. And I just feel like if you haven't played the other games, you might be really excited for what Mark is just promising. But it's just something that's already out there. In my opinion, metaverse is just a way for Facebook to make more money. And it's not really doing much for us. And trust me, Facebook has done a lot of stuff to make themselves richer. I hope I'm wrong, but I think I'm gonna have to say goodbye, Meta.